Hello, everybody. My name is Ella, and I am joined by my sister Nikki. And this channel is all about surviving narcissistic abuse. I am not a licensed therapist, psychiatrist, nothing licensed. This is just something where people can come, they can vent, they can tell their horror stories and or their success stories. Don't matter if you're male, female, non-binary, everybody is welcome here. Um, and I started this channel because you go online or you go on YouTube or you go to groups or you go on Clubhouse and everyone talks about the narcissist, but no one talks about or highlight the victims. And I feel like this can be a part of your healing process, my healing process, my sister's healing process, anybody's healing process. So that's just a quick little intro to who we are. Um, I was in a relationship for 5 years, 5.5 ish years, almost 6 years, and then in a situationship for a couple of years thereafter with my narc. Nikki, how long were you in your relationship?
I was in my relationship for 14 years.
Um,
Uh, the last two was probably, no, last three was probably a situationship also. The
okay.
total was 14 years.
Mine was a total of almost 8 years. Uh, that I call it the great illusion. I was living in a illusion. Today's topic, we are going to talk about how we dealt with the discard, and we're also going to talk about the narc's new supply. Um, Nikki, you want to go first, or you want me?
You can go first.
How I dealt with the discard. Oh, jeez. Anger. It was anger. It was rage. It was disappointment. It was numbness. It was shock. Um, because we weren't in a quote unquote relationship. Um, but we were still, know, doing grown up things. And um, the discard was abrupt. So I think I dealt with it with a lot of anger initially. I didn't really have an outlet. I'm spiritual, so I prayed a lot. Um, I used to be able to journal, but like that stopped. Like my whole world just stopped spinning. And a lot of it was a blur. I went through some other things not too long after the discard, which I'll talk about in other episodes. Um, so I couldn't do like the drinking, the weed, the everything else, because it was a whole nother situation going on at that time. And I also have a 9 year old who's seen my downfall as well. And she looked at my ex and still kind of looks at my ex as her dad. Um, so that was hard dealing with trying to help her feel valued while myself, feeling undervalued. So that was very, very hard. I had a lot of sleepless nights. Um, Geez, um, I usually got so much to talk about, and right now I'm just like at a loss for words. Oh,
It's okay. It's okay. I will take your
it's
time.
triggering when you think about it. It is mine is fresh. Mine just happened um December. Um So it's still fresh to me. I'm healing and I'm better about it. Like I can face things. My back is straight. My head is held high at this point in time. However, it's still trigger. It's still trauma. Um, but it's not only a trigger and a trauma about what recently happened. It's a trigger and a trauma about almost 8 years of my life. So it's going back and going over things where you go through those moments where I should have left his ass then. You go through the moments where you're like, that nigga never, shoot, I gotta watch my mouth. That person never washed them dishes, even though he knew I was tired and he knew I was working and he knew I was doing this. He wouldn't even
Yeah.
wash dishes. I should have left him then. Like, but the love is there. So you kind of go through I went through self blame because I seen all the signs, but I chose to ignore the signs because I was in love. Even last summer, before last summer hit, like I put those boundaries up, I put those blocks up, and he came back in, and I'm like, no, don't trust you with my feelings, can't do it. And he did everything in his power to knock every boundary down, knock every wall down, climb through the barricade, you name it, he did it. Finally, I was like, you know what? Yeah, okay, yeah, all right, I love you. And as soon as I said that, that's when all hell broke loose. It was like he had some sort of victory. And I just should have, it was self blame because it was like, girl, you knew better. You knew what you was dealing with. How many times do you expect to lay around with a serpent and not get bit? How many wounds do you have from the serpent biting you already? Like, so I went through self blame because I had no other outlets. Like, I talked to people, I talked to my sisters, I talked to my cousin, um, mental health professionals. I have talked to. I've done that. I'm back to journaling. I'm back to reading the Bible more. So I'm slowly but surely getting myself back. But dealing with the discard was hard, and I still have triggers. I have to keep track of the time here because I don't want to talk too long. Um, yeah, and just talking about it now is triggering me a tad bit still because it's still kind of fresh. To know that this person did so much destruction and feel no remorse, no empathy, no sympathy, no nothing. Um, and has told me several times over, just get over it. Told me several times over, the past doesn't matter anymore because there's no me and you. A constant invalidation of my feelings. Like at the end of the day, I'm human, believe it or not. And I have feelings. I might present myself as a strong woman. Some people, everybody can present themselves as a strong person, but at the end of the day, you're still human and you still have feelings. Unless you have the ability to disconnect quickly, um, or you're a narc yourself. So yeah, yeah, but at least I can sleep at night now. At least I can genuinely laugh. Um, I'm about to go off the rant. Nikki? Do you have any?
You was doing fine. That's expected. Well, my situation. Well, what I wanted to discuss today was totally different than what you were just discussing. You was just giving a little input on with what you're going through after the discard and
Hmm.
some of the stuff before the discard. But mine was I had wanted to bring up the fact that I see in a group a lot of people talk about triangulation, and that's something I didn't have to deal with, but a
Hmm.
lot of people talk about that. My
You being the
situation,
new supply?
yes, as far as me being
Okay.
the new supply, I didn't have to deal with that in the beginning of my relationship. Um, but a new supply, I had to deal with a new supply. So, long
Right.
story short, I wanted to tell a story about the new supply. This supply was someone I knew from the past. My ex went to jail for a few years, and while he was in jail, I started dealing with this guy. We became friends, which became more. The guy was aware that I was in a relationship. While he was aware I was in a relationship, excuse me, I'm sorry, he was aware I was in a relationship, and we basically knew things wasn't going to go anywhere. But at this time, during this time, he found a female, which he got into a relationship. Our relationship ended. I was honest with my fiance because I can't tell lies. I told him about the guy, and I swear for like every year for 11 years, he basically was throwing this guy up in my face. It didn't matter how many people
Mm.
he cheated with, on me with previously before he went to jail. None of that. He just kept this one guy. He just could not stop throwing in my face. Um, like I said, 11 years down the road, he's still throwing this guy in my face. One morning I wake up and I need to charge my phone. I disconnect his phone because it was on the charger, and I see a female on his phone he was talking to. Come to find out, it's the female that the ex friend that I was just talking about previously, 11 years ago, that I was dealing with. It was his ex girlfriend, so I let him know about it. Who's the girl? I'm going off about it, and he still decided to pursue her, which I think he decided to pursue her because he knew it was this guy ex girlfriend. Well, I'm sure she knew about him because he was on my page also.
Wow.
Because she was stalking my page during the time, and she knew who he was. I'm sure he probably didn't know who she was until I told him about her. But the fact that he still pursued her, that was just crazy. But anyway,
Oh
um,
wow, I like that you said that because I'm sorry for cutting you off,
mhm,
but when it comes to my new supply, my situation,
mhm,
that's a good point you just pulled up about pursuing.
mhm,
When I'm gonna talk about my thing, but he defends her so much, and he says,
correct.
"Oh, Ella, she didn't do anything wrong. I
Mhm.
pursued her." So yeah,
Oh
I'm
wow!
sure. Yeah. So when you said that, it triggered. I'm sorry
Right.
for cutting you off, but geez, yeah, okay.
Yes. Knowing after I informed him who this person was, that was like, oh, it just gave him the rush. I guess a rush. He knew it was going to hurt me, so he had to pursue her. Um, I remember a couple of times I said to him, "She's only talking to you because of me."
Hmm.
Um, she's doing this to get back at me because of our past. And he's like, "No, he's defending her like you just said. They defend him. She knows nothing about. She don't have nothing against you. She didn't know about me. They just
Hmm.
they're very defensive when it comes to them." Um, so, um, at the time, I didn't know that we wound up breaking up for like 2 weeks. He comes back home, and no, I'm sorry, 2 months. He comes back home. And like I said, he decided to pursue her. At this time, I didn't know until he came back home. He comes back home, and she hits his phone one night, and I basically told her she needed to go on about her business. At the time, I didn't realize the new supplier already asked him to marry her within 2 weeks. Promised him the
What?
world. Yes, she promised him the world. But at this time, I didn't stop. I stopped being his supply because I'm basically trying to force him into being the man that I wanted him to be. So now you have this girl that's giving him the supply that he needs, and this, that, and another. And guess what? I got this started. He walked out the door to this woman that promised
Mm.
him the world. He walked out the door to this woman. My thing is that um doing this discard, only thing that runs through your mind is that the years that you dealt with this person and the
But then,
sacrifices
yeah,
you've made, and this, that, and other. And a stranger they have not known that long, could just come in and they'll just walk off and treat them the way they should be treating you. I
exactly.
used I just, to this day, I guess I will never understand that part of a narcissist. Because if it was done to them, that they would be crushed. Because just me having
Well,
a friend, just me having a friend that occupied my time while he was in jail, and when, like I said, it's not like he never cheated on me. So
right.
just me having that one friend, and you 11 years threw it in my face, and this. now it took me a while before I started, getting in. I was intimate with my friend, but the fact that he just walked off with a complete stranger that promised him the world, which to this day he does not have the world. He looks worse than he did when he was with me. I also came to the conclusion that I think she's a narc also, because he's constantly been trying to come back to me. The phone calls, I mean, he's just very bluntly disrespectful when it comes
Mhm.
to me with her. But she acts like it's my fault. She blames me because he keeps contacting me. So it's like when narcissists, it can be right in your face, and they don't see it. I don't understand why they don't see the things that we see. But she blames me. So I come to the conclusion, just by certain things that she has said, I'm sorry. She has said that, yeah, she sounds like him. So in a way, I think they belong together because their IQ is like level of 10. Um,
Girl, don't no, don't
no,
girl,
I can't. No, I can't.
no,
I have to
don't
say this.
girl,
We
no,
all know narcissists are not very smart when it comes to real life. So
no,
not at all.
no. What
And
I say is that they don't have a perception of actual reality.
that's a
So
good way of putting it. Yes.
yeah, they don't have the perception of actual like reality in itself. They do not see what reality is until they hit rock bottom.
Well, I call my ex narc now it man. The female's it woman. So it man, he has hit rock bottom. When I first saw it coming, I remember me just saying, "Babe, get up," and it just seemed like he just spiraled down more when I started, trying to, influence him to get out to do better for himself. And it was just more of he started saying I was nagging, stuff like that or whatever. And then, I looked up his behavior, and I just remember saying, I know what's wrong with you now. You need to go get help. And once I said that, I told him what he was and said you need to get help. It was like giving him the green light. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to do anything because I have this disability.
Oh wow.
And I'm so serious. That was so after that, that was the worst part
Wow.
of my relationship.
Dang.
He felt he didn't have to respect me anymore because I accepted stuff in the past. But now that I know what's wrong with him, and believe me, he's educated himself on what a narcissist is, and he knows his behaviors are the same as a narcissist, which he's a narcissist. So that gave him the green light to say, "Oh, I can do whatever I want now. She knows what's wrong for me. She's gonna keep accepting me." But no, we all get to this point where so we have to be like, enough is enough. So this time
Right.
when he discarded me, because this is not the first time. This is like this is the most serious situation we had in our whole
Mhm.
relationship. But this time I felt no need to chase him. And that's what he wanted to triangulate me and chase. He wanted me to chase him. And this time I said, no, enough is enough. Regardless whether he's a narcissist or not, I don't feel as though if anything that belongs to me, I should have to chase it. If you belong
Correct.
to me, then you will be with me. So therefore, I just let him go on about his business. And yes, he has come back to me and said, I don't give him the attention he needs. Why am I going to keep giving attention to somebody and I'm not getting any? And as you said, the boundaries, as they're breaking the boundaries down, they're breaking you down. They're breaking you down. So
But
you
it's a
become an
game to
empty shell.
them.
It is a game for them, but to us,
It's a game.
it's pain. All we feeling is
Right.
pain the whole time we're in a relationship with them. Yeah, you get the happy moments, but them happy moments don't last forever. You right back to square one.
Mhm.
It's a never ending situation with them. It's just, well, oh, let me see how far I can go. Oh, let me do this. Oh, well, she's okay now. Let me go ahead and do something else. It's like
Right.
you said, it's a game, and the thing is, they're playing with people's hearts, like to the point where so people are actually committing suicide over this. This stuff really destroys human beings, and they're
Yes,
not
I do.
realizing it.
I have
It's
read some stories
right.
about murder suicides and
Yeah,
people committing suicides because they don't see
yeah.
another way out. So no, you're right. I have read a lot of those stories, which is very disheartening.
But also, it's not like a regular breakup. our previous relationships or whatever. Even with my ex-husband, I didn't even feel this way. And I don't have kids by the it man. I have kids by my ex-husband, but this was the most painfulest relationship. My thing is that you know they don't sit back and be like, oh, they know they hurt us, but to actually like understand the pain that they inflict on everyone that they hurt. This pain
Hmm.
is so unbearable. Sometimes you can't get up. You
You
have
can't get up.
physical, you have physical pain in your body. It feels like somebody just chopped your whole heart out.
Girl, it was
That's how
times
bad
I
the
would get
pain
up to
is.
get ready for work and I would be in the bathroom and I write stuff on my like I'll write biblical scriptures or something like that or something
Right,
inspirational on my mirror.
right.
And I would be in the bathroom getting ready and I would look at myself and I would literally like the breath would leave my body. And it was
Mhm.
would be like crippling. And I would just have to talk to myself like, girl, you gotta pay your bills, girl, you got yourself together.
You
Put
have
that
to.
fake smile on. You put that girl, your daughter's right there. Like you cannot keep letting
You have
her
to.
see you crumble. So no, yeah, you're
Correct.
right.
You're right. And the kids also suffer from that. By me being in my relationship so long, I didn't know that it affected mine the way my kids looked at me from being in that type of relationship. Um, Also, like you just said, you have to talk yourself into, you got bills to set up. The thing is, mine's got so bad that I stopped taking care of myself to where as though I have, certain conditions now that affect me every day because of that. They
Mm.
also talk about a lot of people that come up with this I'm sorry, conditions, health conditions because of being in a relationship with them, due to stress, PSTD. I'm sorry, say that. What is it? PSTD. I think I'm saying it right. I might have said it
Girl,
wrong, but
PTSD, girl. I'm
yeah,
trying to.
PTSD. So I'm trying to get it together. I'm sorry.
I was trying
But
not to
yeah,
laugh at you.
PT. You ain't want to jump in there and help me out. But
You was
anyway,
like PT. I was trying not to laugh.
anxiety, stress, depression, chronic disease. Like you get all of these type of diseases just for dealing with these type of people. I mean, I'm sorry, health conditions from dealing with these type of people. And when people say, just get over it, it's no getting over this. This is something that's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. It's just you have to get up every day. You win by you win by getting yourself together and stop feeding into it, the no contact stuff. Let them go on about their lives and go on their lives. You just win by just loving yourself again and self love because that's where we messed up at in the beginning. We might have loved
Right.
ourselves.
We know
We might
I
have loved
lost
ourselves, but
everything about me.
people, right? But people, me too, also. But I still had a big heart, regardless. I still couldn't see him on the street. I still couldn't do this. Do that. The thing is that we have
Oh, that's
to
funny.
we have to we have to start paying attention to the people that's entering our lives. You have givers and you have takers, and we have those people that might come off of, they might be something in the beginning, but they're really good people. But then you got
Hmm.
them ones that need something and then keep needing something and then keep needing, and by the time you finish, you done gave them the world and they ain't never did nothing for you. Those type people. So yeah, you have to look out for the people that enter your life. Pay attention to their backgrounds. Them red flags are there in the beginning.
In the
Mine
beginning,
was,
girl,
yes, mine was his family didn't want to be around him. He wasn't in his kids' lives. He didn't take care of
that's
his kids.
crazy.
Um, all of those red flags was there. His mom, his relationship with mom, and my sister told me a long time ago. Her ex-husband's mother told her, "If a man don't respect their mother, what do you expect?" And that was right there, the first red flag. He did not respect his mother.
Okay.
Um, family events and functionings, he was never there. I thought that was weird because I was always around my family, and now I'm bringing this fool around my family, and he's interrupting my life. Everybody's looking at me like, you know this the type person you
Girl,
with,
yes.
type thing.
We was like, girl, don't bring him.
Right, but at the time, I'm not looking at it that way. I'm just looking at, okay, this is the person I'm with or whatever. um but you know he was ruining my reputation. Like, I also would say on him, what you do reflects on me, and it's like he just didn't care. So regardless whether we went out, he had to get drunk because he's an alcoholic. He had to get drunk, and he had to put on a show. As always, it did not matter. Like he could be fine one minute, the next he's putting on a show. It was a very humiliating and embarrassing situation with him. When it came to taking him out and families and stuff, to the point where so I didn't want to go away with him. If it was like a little secluded type family event, okay, that's fine. But anywhere else, no, I didn't want to, I just didn't want him around people because he really started embarrassing me. But I realized with him, it doesn't matter whether it's embarrassing or whatever, whatever attention he could get, he wanted that attention. So he did it purposely. You learn that also with them. They don't care about they sit around your family also. Let me point this out. They also sit around your family and friends to get information about everybody. So my it man, which is my ex now, he talked about everyone. I don't care who you are. He talked about everyone, even his mother. It's just to gather information when they go around family so they can talk about it later on. He talked about everybody, but like I said, everybody in his life had somewhat their life together, but he talked about them and he had nothing. He still doesn't have anything, not even a pot to piss in. But he
Or
can
a
talk
window
about
to throw
me
it out of. I'm sorry.
or when to throw it out of. Right, exactly. Even though he's with this new supply, the new supply had her own car, the new supply had her own house.
Oh, geez.
All of that is the new supply stuff, but to him, it's his. The same way with mine, it was his. But
Well,
she
that's not how
willingly,
my situation with the new supply went. My
well,
situation with the new supply is completely polar
yeah, I
opposite of
said we had two different, stories. We had two
yeah.
different what's the name dealings with the new supply. But unfortunately, like no, yeah, unfortunately, like I was saying, we both were well, we didn't do the other one, but we both had narcissists. We had two different types of narcissists.
Right.
As everybody should know, it's multiple narcissists. You just have to figure out which one yours is, and which type of narcissist you have dealt with. I figured mine's out. He was a definitely converted. They smile in your face, and as soon as you turn your back, it's something else. They look like monsters in the house. They go outside, they look like a puppy, a cute little puppy, and they just smiling and act like everything is okay. But in the house, total different thing. So I'm not sure if my sister found out what type of narcissist she was dealing with. Um, have you, Ella?
No. I
Oh,
know
you
he
sure?
falls under multiple categories.
Okay, that
So
happens
it's
too.
just
That
like
happens too.
yeah, so it's like I can't really hone in
Mhm.
on just one.
Okay,
Um
that
can
happens
you
too.
hear that bird in the background?
No,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Because I have, all right, off topic. I got a family of birds that live over top of my bathroom.
oh, that's so
So
nice.
they're up there
That's so nice.
singing. So I was like, do
That's
you
so
hear
nice.
that?
That is so nice. Um, I will. I know we don't have that much time. Ella didn't want to make a lot. I'm sorry, a long broadcast about this today, but I also want to just say that with the narcissist, um, as I said, he's a converted narcissist, but they don't want they don't want their business out in the world. So this is another reason why my sister was saying, far as us being victims, we're supposed to go to like therapy or behind closed doors to discuss what happened. All even when we still in a relationship with them, we're not supposed to speak on it. That's
You're
something
supposed to
that
suffer in silence.
yeah, you're supposed to suffer in silence, but me and my sister, no, we're not going to suffer in silence. I remember when she first came to me about the situation, I was like, fine, I'm in on this broadcast because I want the
Right.
world to know what my narcissist did to me. I do not, even though he's going on about his business and he's in another relationship, I want the world to know what I suffered behind closed doors. This person is not a good guy. He's not a nice person. Deep down, he's nothing but a manipulator, a monster, a liar, cheater, everything that falls under the category. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied on that part, but it's nothing nice about these people. Only thing I can think of is that they come into our lives to destroy us and to just get buying life off of us, which is unfair to people that have genuine hearts and want to find love, and just for them to rob us and steal our time, because my time was stolen. 14 years of my time was stolen for something that would never go beyond what it was. If anything, will get worse, because every time you accept them back, it gets worse. I just want people to know that you can get over this. It's going to be painful. That's what we have to go through, because this is something we accepted in our lives. But you will get over it. If you don't have a support system, thank God I had a support system, because I don't know where I would have been at. But if you don't have a
You don't have a
support
support
system,
system. Here we are.
yes, we're here, but please get help. They're not worth another second of our time. They're not worth it at all. Um, I started getting up in the morning and I'm looking in the mirror at myself. I know I deserve better. And if I don't find that man, I'm fine with being alone.
Hmm.
Because when I go to bed at night, I don't have to worry about this man on the side of me, what he's doing. I don't have to worry about whether he was out all day cheating on me anymore. I can go to bed knowing that I had stood my ground and set my boundaries to the point where so I'm no longer dealing with that. So I'm happy with Nikki now. I got a long, long way to go. But at the end of the day, I'm happy with myself. I'm practicing self love. I'm taking care of myself, trying to anyway. Like I said, I'm sorry, y'all, I got emotional because they take so much from us. Um,
It's okay.
I just
Take
want
if you gotta take a
everybody,
second, take a second. It's okay.
yeah, I just want everybody to tune into themselves. Get back to what you love in life, because as my sister said, they rob you of that. Before you even know it, years to went by and you are no longer that person anymore. You're no longer that person. And don't ever let anybody come and take that self love away again.
Oh, Nikki, you make it stop. Don't do this.
Love you guys. I'm gonna let my sister talk for now so I can get myself together emotionally. But I'm
I
good.
can.
I'm good. I just had a trigger moment because a lot of females I see on the groups, they're beating themselves up. Like you said, a lot of triggers because you went through it. I have stories for days though. So this would probably be, I don't know how many videos we could probably get out of this though. But
Girl, I got about 1,500.
it's stories for days, right? But no, self love is the key to this right now. Just focus on yourself, your kids. Just force yourself to get out the house, do whatever. Just don't go back to them because it's no, they're not going to get better. They're not going to get better. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. But go ahead, Ella.
I cannot come behind that. Um, you, whew, girl, yes. You spoke of your new supply, or your it man's new supply. So we are going to leave it at that. The next time we come back, I'll discuss um, Al Bundy's new supply, and that's what I'm calling him, Al Bundy. And I'll explain that in the next segment we have. But Nikki, I cannot come behind that.
Sorry.
No, no need to apologize, girl. I cannot. I know I can't come behind it. Hopefully, one day this channel will get large enough where it's a ton of people. I have nothing to say after that because this is the purpose of this channel. People being able to speak what's on their heart, what's on their mind, getting it out. It's not fair to us to have to suffer in silence while the person who abused us, this is abuse. The people who abused us get to skip around life like it's nothing. It's not okay. So, girl, I'm glad you got it out.
Thank you.
Um,
Thanks
and I love
everyone for
you.
hearing me. Love you
And I
too.
love you. And I just Girl, we gonna make it. What was that? Jadakiss? We gonna make it. Yeah, we gonna. I'm all right. It's just. Whew, yeah, I might be in that same boat when I talk about my issue with the new supply and El Bundy. I'm gonna call her Peggy Bundy,
Ah,
Ellen Peggy Bundy, and I'll
yeah, see,
explain
hey, it
everything.
mean it, woman. It mean it,
Okay.
woman.
Oh, and that's another thing. Like, if people come on the channel, y'all want to stay anonymous, that's cool. That's why me and my sister, I have no problem showing my face because my name is out there. But my sister and I want to let people know that you can come on here and be anonymous, make up names,
Yes.
whatever. Is you don't have to come on here and just be like, well, Jim Bob did, and then next thing you know, Jim Bob is dragging you to court. So no, you don't have to go
Correct.
through all of that.
Correct.
Um, and so I pulled a card because we're about to wrap this up. And this card says, surrender to what is. It says, flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And we hope that you somehow find the greatest peace you've ever felt in your life, within yourself, and not from an outside party. Because oh, if you look for it on the outside, you'll never completely have it. So with that, we're going to end this. We hope everyone is doing well. Leave your comments, subscribe, like, dislike. Mm. You don't have to subscribe. We don't care. But as long as you,
Right.
if you want to share your story, the email is um, under the About tab on here. And shoot us an email. We'll get back to you. We can set up something, hit you with a Zoom link or something like that so you can tell your story. Again, my name is Ella. And my sister's name is Nikki, and we appreciate
Hey,
you joining us. And
thank you.
everybody have a good